Good morning, YouTubers. This is my first maiden voyage with the DJI Mavic Pro. It's up in Hesperus, which I believe is located about 8,000 feet in altitude, and I'm thinking that these shots were taken around 200 to 400 feet throughout. I did leave the gimbal cover on this maiden voyage just because of the snow, and I didn't want to, accidentally crash it into the snow or something like that, since I was kind of just first learning how to use this thing. I will tell you that I am impressed greatly with the ability for this thing to return to home. As you'll see in a little bit here, I was able to bring it back and almost landed on the hood of the car automatically. It did require a little bit of finagling, but this was also a very windy day, and you can see there I'm just adjusting the exposure, and so this thing handled the wind really well, and I was not, I was hesitant to go too far, but I was not really concerned after the first battery that this thing could handle the wind. It was doing really well and obviously very stable. In the future, I think I'm going to Uray the next trip, and I'm going to use a gray card to set up the exposure, and that way you should be able to, if you set it up properly with a gray card, you should be able to just fly continuously without really making any adjustments to the exposure or the aperture or the ISO setting. So again, maiden voyage on this thing, Hesperus, Colorado. Just kind of cruising around my friend's property. Not very exciting, but again, a very windy day. Temperature was probably in the low 20s with wind chill, and I had no errors. The only error I did find is that obviously anyone that has an iPhone knows that these things they don't want to stay on in the cold, so I might have to experiment with duct taping a hand warmer or something like that onto the actual phone, because there was a point where the phone just shut off and then I had no imagery at all. But you'll see here in a second that I bring this thing back down onto the hood of the car, and it's very accurate. So I don't think that you need a huge platform to launch this thing from. I think a small folding table or just a 2-foot by 2-foot tarp would be more than adequate, with maybe some rocks or some stakes to hold it down. But you guys have a great day and enjoy the rest of the videos.